Ever wondered why mosquitoes seem to love you more than others? You're at a barbecue, and while everyone else is enjoying their burgers, you're busy swatting away these tiny buzzing pests. It feels personal, doesn't it? As if you have a giant invisible sign over your head that says, "Free all-you-can-eat buffet here." Well, you're not just imagining it. There are specific scientific reasons why some of us are mosquito magnets, while others get off scot-free. It's not just bad luck. It's a fascinating combination of genetics, chemistry, and even your wardrobe choices. The world of mosquito attraction is a complex and amazing field of study. These tiny insects, which have been around for millions of years, have evolved incredibly sophisticated ways to find their next meal, which, unfortunately, is sometimes us. They use a multisensory approach, combining sight, smell, and thermal sensing to zero in on a target from over 100 feet away. It's like they have their own built-in GPS, programmed to find the most delicious humans in the vicinity. So get ready to dive into the amazing science behind what makes you so irresistible to these pesky flyers. We're going to explore everything from the air you breathe to the clothes you wear and even the type of blood flowing through your veins. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly what's going on and why you're the star of their show. Consider this. Science. It's what's for dinner. For the mosquitoes, anyway. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about body heat. Mosquitoes are essentially tiny, flying, heat-seeking missiles. They have highly sensitive thermal receptors that allow them to detect the warmth our bodies give off, even from a distance. Think of yourself as a walking, talking radiator. The warmer you are, the brighter you glow on their thermal radar. This is why you might notice more mosquito activity after you've been exercising or just spending time out in the hot sun. Your body temperature rises, and suddenly, you become a much more prominent and attractive target for any female mosquito looking for a blood meal to help her eggs develop. It's a fundamental survival mechanism for them. Now, why do some people naturally run hotter than others? It comes down to metabolism. People with higher metabolic rates tend to generate more heat as their bodies burn energy. This can be influenced by a number of factors, including genetics, your activity level, and even what you've recently eaten. So, if you're the person in your friend group who's always warm, even in an air-conditioned room, you're likely also the person who's broadcasting a stronger heat signal to every mosquito in the area. It's not your fault, it's just your fantastic energy-burning biology at work, making you a 5-star dining experience. Furthermore, pregnant individuals often find they become mosquito magnets, and body heat is a major reason why. They tend to have a slightly higher core body temperature and increased blood flow to the skin, making them significantly warmer targets. So when a mosquito is scanning the environment, it's naturally drawn to the strongest heat source it can find. It's a simple, effective strategy for finding a meal. The mosquito isn't choosing you because it dislikes you. It's choosing you because your warmth signals a rich source of the blood it needs. Science. Every time you exhale, you're sending out a personal invitation to mosquitoes. You see, it's not just air you're breathing out, it's also carbon dioxide, or CO2. And for a mosquito, CO2 is like the irresistible smell of a freshly baked pie. They have specialized receptors on their antennae that can detect even minute changes in the concentration of carbon dioxide in the air. This is often the very first cue that alerts them to the presence of a potential host, a living, breathing animal nearby. They can follow this CO2 trail like a breadcrumb path, straight to the source. So, who produces the most CO2? Larger individuals naturally exhale more carbon dioxide simply because they have a larger body mass and lung capacity. But it's not just about size. Your activity level plays a huge role. When you exercise, your muscles work harder, your metabolism speeds up, and your breathing rate increases to supply your body with more oxygen. As a result, you pump out significantly more CO2 than when you're resting. This is why a post-run cooldown in the backyard can quickly turn into a battle against a swarm of mosquitoes. You've just spent 30 minutes sending out a powerful signal that says, "Dinner is served." This phenomenon also explains why mosquitoes seem particularly bothersome at night when you're trying to sleep. As you lie in bed, you're continuously exhaling a steady stream of CO2 into the relatively still air of your bedroom. This creates a concentrated plume of gas that's easy for a mosquito to lock onto. It follows the gradient of the gas, flying up the stream until it finds you, its slumbering, unsuspecting target. It's a brilliant and highly effective hunting strategy, all based on the simple chemistry of respiration. Beyond heat and CO2, there's another, more personal factor at play, your unique body odor. Now, before you get offended, we're not talking about whether you remembered to put on deodorant, we're talking about the complex cocktail of hundreds of chemical compounds that your body naturally produces and releases through your skin. This scent signature is unique to you, like a fingerprint, and it's heavily influenced by your genetics and the specific community of bacteria living on your skin. For mosquitoes, some of these scent profiles are simply more appealing than others. One of the key components in this odorous cocktail is sweat. When you sweat, it's not just water. It's also filled with compounds like ammonia and, crucially, lactic acid. We'll talk more about lactic acid in a bit, but for now, know that it's a major mosquito attractant. The bacteria on your skin feast on these compounds in your sweat, and their metabolic processes create the distinct smell we associate with body odor. Different combinations of bacteria produce different smells, which explains why some people's sweat seems to be more attractive to mosquitoes. It's a microscopic party on your skin, and mosquitoes want an invitation. Researchers have even conducted studies showing that mosquitoes have definite preferences when it comes to human scent. In one experiment, they found that mosquitoes were far more attracted to the smell of Limburger cheese, which shares a type of bacteria with the kind found on human feet. This just goes to show how attuned they are to specific bacterial byproducts. So, if you feel like you're constantly being targeted, it might just be that your personal microbiome is producing a scent that mosquitoes find absolutely irresistible. It's not you, it's your bacteria. This next one might surprise you. Could the very blood flowing through your veins make you a prime target? Some scientific studies suggest the answer is yes. Research has indicated that mosquitoes may have a preference when it comes to blood type. Specifically, people with type O blood seem to be the universal donors for mosquitoes too. In controlled studies, mosquitoes landed on people with type O blood nearly twice as often as they landed on those with type A blood. People with type B blood fell somewhere in the middle. It appears mosquitoes can be picky eaters. But how on earth would a mosquito know your blood type before it even bites you? The answer is fascinating. It's not about them having some kind of X-ray vision. It's about chemical signals. About 85% of people are secretors, which means they secrete specific chemical markers related to their blood type through their skin. Mosquitoes, with their incredibly sensitive sense of smell, can detect these subtle chemical signals and use them to identify their preferred blood type. So, if you're a type O secretor, you're essentially wearing a sign that says, premium quality, right here. While the exact reason for this preference isn't fully understood, it's a consistent finding in several studies. It highlights just how much of our attractiveness to mosquitoes is determined by factors completely outside of our control. You can't change your blood type, and you can't change whether you're a secretor or not. It's all written in your genetic code. So if you're type O, and you're constantly getting bitten, you can take some small comfort in knowing that science says you're just naturally delicious. It's a testament to the mosquito's remarkable ability to screen its potential meals. Let's dig a little deeper into the chemical signals your skin sends out. We mentioned lactic acid earlier, but it definitely deserves its own spotlight because, honestly, it's a superstar attractant for mosquitoes. Lactic acid gets released through your skin when you sweat, especially after you've exerted yourself physically. Your muscles produce it when they're burning carbohydrates for energy, and then, some of it makes its way out through your pores. Mosquitoes actually have receptors that are exquisitely tuned to detect lactic acid, and well, they find it absolutely captivating. It's a strong signal that a warm-blooded meal is nearby. But you know, it's not just about lactic acid. Your skin emits a whole symphony of other chemicals that mosquitoes can pick up on. Compounds like ammonia and uric acid, which are also present in your sweat, add to your scent profile. The specific blend of these chemicals is unique to each person, determined by a mix of genetics, diet, and even hormonal changes. That's why a mosquito might ignore your friend, but make a beeline straight for you. Your particular chemical cocktail might just be the perfect recipe for a mosquito's palate. Scientists are still working to identify all the specific compounds and combinations that make someone a high attractor type. It's a complex puzzle. For example, some people naturally produce more of these attractant chemicals, while others might produce certain compounds that actually act as natural repellents, masking the more attractive smells. This could explain why some lucky individuals seem to have a built-in mosquito shield. It really all comes down to the invisible cloud of chemistry that surrounds you every moment of the day. Believe it or not, what you wear can make a big difference in whether you become a mosquito's next target. Mosquitoes are very visual hunters, especially as they get closer to a potential meal. Their eyesight isn't the sharpest, but they are very good at detecting movement and, importantly, contrast. They tend to fly low to the ground and look for silhouettes that stand out against the horizon. This is where your clothing color comes into play. Dark colors like black, navy blue, and even dark red absorb more light and create a stronger silhouette, making you much easier for a mosquito to spot. Think about it from the mosquito's perspective. It's scanning its environment, looking for something that breaks the pattern of the background. A person wearing a dark shirt against the bright sky or the green foliage of a park is a much clearer and more defined target than someone wearing light colors like white, beige, or khaki. Light-colored clothing reflects more light and helps you blend in with your surroundings, making you a less obvious target. So that black t-shirt you love might be stylish, but on a summer evening, it's also a beacon for mosquitoes. This visual targeting is often the second step in their hunting process. First, they detect your CO2 from a distance, which gets them to fly in your general direction. Then, as they get closer, they switch to using their vision to lock onto a specific target. By wearing dark clothing, you're essentially making their job easier. You're giving them a bold, clear landing strip. So, next time you're planning an outdoor adventure, consider your wardrobe. Choosing lighter-colored clothes is a simple, science-backed way to make yourself less visually appealing to these persistent pests. Planning to enjoy a cold beer or a glass of wine on the patio? Be warned, that beverage might make you more popular with the local mosquito population. Several studies have shown that consuming even a small amount of alcohol can significantly increase your attractiveness to mosquitoes. In one study, volunteers were tested before and after drinking a single bottle of beer. The results were clear. The number of mosquito landings was significantly higher after they had consumed the alcohol. It seems that happy hour for you is also happy hour for them. The exact reasons for this are still being investigated, but science has a couple of strong theories. The first goes back to two things we've already talked about: body heat and CO2. Drinking alcohol causes your blood vessels to dilate, which increases blood flow to your skin and raises your skin temperature. At the same time, alcohol consumption can slightly increase your metabolic rate, causing you to exhale a bit more carbon dioxide. This combination of a warmer body and more CO2 makes you a much more potent beacon for mosquitoes. Another contributing factor could be the chemical changes in your sweat. Alcohol is metabolized by the body, and its byproducts, like ethanol, can be released through your skin and sweat. It's possible that mosquitoes are able to detect these compounds and find them attractive. They might act as yet another chemical cue that signals a readily available blood source. So, while a drink in the evening might be relaxing, just be aware that you might be making yourself the most enticing item on the menu for any mosquitoes in the area. So there you have it. The intricate and frankly, amazing science behind why mosquitoes might seem to love you so much. It's a combination of your body heat, the carbon dioxide you exhale, your unique body odor created by your skin's microbiome, your blood type, the specific chemicals you secrete, the color of your clothes, and even that evening cocktail. It's not just one thing, but a whole host of factors that make you a multi-sensory target that mosquitoes have evolved to find with remarkable precision. It's a powerful reminder of how complex the natural world truly is. Understanding this science isn't just about satisfying our curiosity, it's about empowerment. When you know what attracts them, you can start to think strategically about how to avoid them. It's not about being helpless against the swarm, it's about using knowledge to your advantage. From choosing your outfits wisely to being mindful of your activities during peak mosquito hours, you can take practical steps to make yourself a less appealing target. Science gives us the why, and that allows us to figure out the how to protect ourselves. Now that you know what attracts mosquitoes, you can take steps to avoid being their next meal. Consider wearing light-colored clothing, using a good insect repellent, especially one containing DEET or picaridin, and avoiding outdoor activities at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. A little bit of scientific knowledge can go a long way in helping you enjoy your time outdoors, bite-free. Thanks for watching and stay curious.